everything. So ndo nikapigia mtu wa bike, nikamwambia just go to my place, then mwambie msana kwa hapo akupe suitcase fulani na then nikaletewa. So it was evident that I was not coming back home, and the next time I would come back home, I was going to come with my baby. I was so excited and scared at the same time. And okay, my boyfriend was not around. He had not come, so I was alone. So I called my friend, and my mom was a little bit far, so it could take some time before afike hapa. And also, I wanted to surprise my mom in the following morning with a picture ya mtoto. So I didn't tell her. Didn't tell anyone. I just told my friend, nikamwambia umeniambia nibaki, so just come. And then she told me I'm coming. So that is saa 9. Nikazunguka hapo. In my mind, nilikuwa nimeshajua tu by 7 I'll be done with this thing. So nimeshajua tu usiku naenda kulala vizuri, by 7 I'll be done with this. Little did I know. So the labor began. It was not so bad. The contractions were 5 minutes apart. So you could come and go. And then they kept on coming and starting fingers. Oh my God. That was so bad. Anyway, just if you've never given birth, just ask anyone when you're shy. The worst part about giving birth, niyo kuingishwa vidole. Naingishwa vidole hadi hata inaweza fura by the way, because just keep on inserting fingers and inserting fingers. So ndio sasa nikapita, hata bado sijakuwa in active labor, bado tu iko say 5 minutes apart, so bado hapo tuko mbali. So at around saa 3 it's when I started having active labor. Even when my friend came, akanangalia and she was like, are you really in labor? But she also gave me, and the nurse said, let's give her time. So they gave me time, and at around 10, ilikuwa around 9, sasa ndo nikaanza kusikia labor. Ilikuwa inakuja, nasikia uchungu, inaenda. Inakuja, nasikia uchungu, inaenda. Then the nurse, she was like, she's not dilating properly. Njia ifunguke. So what they did, so she was like, she's been in labor for a while, but njia ifunguke. So what they did, they induced me. Yeah, I was induced. I didn't even know I was induced. I was told after I gave birth, because I didn't even know. Because nilikuwa nimekewa hapa nini, and then they and then after that, after kutumia hiyo dawa, then sasa ndio labor ikaanza. I started being in labor ile sasa ya kweli. The contraction zikaanza sasa kukua 2 minutes, 1 minute apart, 2 minutes, 1 minute apart. Do you know what that means? Inamaanisha unaumwa, then unaweza umwa for like, I don't know, 1 minute ama a few seconds, like let's say for 1 minute, then ipotee for a few seconds ama 1 minute, then inarudi. Unaumwa for 1 minute, inapotea 1 minute, then inarudi. So you could just, actually I'm going to share a video here of how it went. The video is really not so clear because I didn't know I will come to use it anytime later. So we're just taking it for the sake of taking it. And okay, so the contractions was so close. My goodness. And I was just there screaming, Mama, Mama, why, Mama? Why, Mama? And then the nurse says, mtu aliangi machozi, sijui nini. Sister Bernard, I cried machozi na tiririke. My friend is like, akipenda usilie machozi. Lia tu lakini piga tu nduru bado usilie machozi. Na mimi machozi ilikuwa inatoka tu, napiga tu nduru. Wai baba. You know what ulikuwa unaniambianga? Sijui nilitoa nguo leba, nikatembea uchi na uzaga. Ukatembea uchi? How? Let me tell you. Hiyo wakati inafikanga hata kama nywele unang'oa unarusha huko. Kama ni nguo unatoa unarusha huko, unatembea uchi. But I thank God mimi sikufika hiyo situation ya kutembea uchi. But I was just the only one in labor, so hakukuwa na watu wengine. It was just me and like 5 nurses. For a while, and then asi wakati ndo nikaona enyewe mimi naona naenda tu kufa. And I had not told my mom that I was going to die, so I decided, I told my friend, you know what, just call my mom. And then she called my mom and she told my mom that Brenda is in labor. And my mom was like, what? Why didn't she tell me? And she was like, can I speak to her? And then she told her, no, hata hawezi ongea saa hii state yako. And then my mom became so worried and she was not sleeping. She kept on calling. And the nurses were like, don't pick the calls. Shika hizo simu, you're confusing us. And I also called my grandmother. So my grandmother was to come the following day early in the morning. She was to be here. You know, nilifanya nikampigia mama yangu. I had not planned to call her. I just wanted to give her a surprise the following morning. But what made me to call her is I really saw death. Nilikuwa naona I was going to die. So I was like, if I'm going to die, at least let my mom know. I should let my mom know. Because even ndio mtu anakufanga na watu wako hawajui. So I told my mom I'm going to die. My mom kept on yelling in the phone. So, it was so painful. Mimi, I remember it like as ni kama ni jana. I've never felt such kind of pain. Even right now, if my boyfriend, even when he hit himself and he's like, oh, I'm feeling pain, and I'm like, no, it's not even painful. You cannot compare that to labor. Every time when someone tells me they're in pain, I'm like, oh, that is not even pain. Oh. So, I was feeling pain, and I was even begging them, please, just operate me. I begged them literally to give me a CS, but the doctors were not there. They're only nurses. So they were like, no, the doctor is not here. We cannot operate you. And then they told me, when you feel like you want to poop, tell us. And I didn't feel like I wanted to go. And then all of a sudden, it was around 1. And around 1, it became worse. I was just screaming and screaming and screaming. Actually, that was the longest night ever of my life. So at around saa saba na I don't know, 30. It's when now I was almost giving birth. Then they told me to lie there. And nothing seemed right. Actually, that day I just knew God is just good. That day ndicho one of us is going, because I was in pain. Sijaisikia uchungu hivyo maisha yangu yote sijawahi. So they told me to lie there. And then all of a sudden I felt like pooping. And then you know how your body is used to when you poop, when you want to poop, it's either you squat down or you sit on a toilet, something like that. Sasa mimi I felt like I need to poop. And I'm lying on my back and they're like, if you want to poop, just poop. And I'm like, no, I want to squat down. So I could even jump. Yani, Mungu wangu, that was I'm even becoming emotional. So they just told me, if you want to poop, just poop. And it was so hard to poop kama umelala. I could jump from the bed and stand because I felt like, I was feeling pain. Now the pain had shifted. I could feel like cramps, but zile cramps pro max. I love you feeling cramps. I don't want to say the other part. So I could jump from the bed and stand, and the nurses were like, wewe, you want to kill the baby? Sisi ukiwa mtoto usituweke. So they put me back to bed and I could push, and then the head, they could say, we are seeing the head, and then I could stand again. That was the craziest part and most scary part. My friend, I don't know what she was doing actually. She knew what she was doing, and she was just somewhere standing. So the craziest part is like I could push and the kitchen ilikuwa inatoka hivi, then I could jump and stand because I was really, really in pain. So I could jump and the nurses were like, aki huyu msichana jamani, she's going to kill this baby. And then kitu kanangoja tu kwa akili, the sooner I cooperate ndio kitu itaisha. So I decided to lie down there, and then I lied down and I tried to push and I pushed and the baby was out. And that was the best moment ever of my life. It was so emotional. And she came and she was so tiny, and she showed me. And she was so tiny. And she was mweupe kabisa. Even the nurses were like, mbona mtoto ni mzungu? Mbona mtoto ni mzungu hivi? She was so pretty with a cute face. And then when I was done with everything, I just couldn't wait to hold her when they were stitching me and blah, blah, blah. And finally, I got to hold her. That was him. I just don't know. If you've ever given birth, you just know what I'm talking about. So I got to hold her, and she was so pretty, and she was so tiny. I even look at the photos. I think I should also share newborn photos so that you can see how pretty she was. Yeah, and that was it. And the following day, so at exactly 1:40, that is when she came out. Yes, 1:40 is when she came out. So it was the 6th of June. Yeah, I started with the labor on the 5th, but we gave birth on the following day, 6th June, 1:40 a.m. That's when she came out. So the following we were discharged and we came back home. And I was so happy, and everyone was so happy to see the baby. You see how people say that ukishaza, the pain goes away. That is a fact. Once the baby is just out, the pain goes away. You don't feel anything. You become like normal. You know me, after the baby was out, I felt super nice and I started even laughing. So yes, mtoto akitoka hivi pap, uchungu inapota, inaisha, yani inaisha kabisa. And now after giving birth, I was not eating onion. And after giving birth, I even ate salad. I ate kachumbari. I started eating, yani nilikuja hivi, and they are frying things in the kitchen, and I was fine. And another thing, during pregnancy, I was spitting. No one told me I could spit like that. Mimi akiwa alikuwa anasema you spit for like 3 months. Ama sijui. Mimi I spit the whole 9 months. I was spitting. Even just going out became a problem. Because everyone is looking at like, what is wrong with this one? Why is she even spitting? Like, not everyone knows when you're pregnant you can spit at some point. So that was the most irritating thing about my pregnancy. And I always prayed that. And I also had backaches. Yani backaches ile mbaya. Yenye ikianza hivi hata naweza lia. So sometimes when I say someday when I am to have a baby again, mimi naambia tu Mungu aniondolee tu backache na spitting. Kwanza spitting. You know you cannot even go in public. This spitting is what I don't want. So after giving birth, everything that you are not doing when you're pregnant, you start doing it, like eating a lot. So after giving birth, wait, I started eating kama nilikuwa nakula kama punda wewe wacha. I used to eat. I love sayushi sishibi. And like, yeah, you know you're eating for 2. Kula utengeneze maziwa. I was eating. And within no time, I just started adding weight. I used to be like 55. But now I don't know, 60 what. Yeah, so the baby fat I don't know why some people, it's usually different with everyone. Some don't even gain a lot of weight, but where? Kwa weight hapo. So the first days of motherhood were the most challenging. You know, they usually say when you survive the first 3 months of motherhood, especially for the first time, if you're a first time mom, if you get to survive those so the first days were a bit challenging, and she was so tiny when we came back home, and I couldn't even wash her. So my grandmother was around. My grandmother was the one who was washing her and doing everything for me. So after like 2 days, she started turning yellow. Yes, and I was so scared to death. I took her to the hospital, and then they told me she has jaundice. But they said it's not that serious. The treatment is that you put her outside the sun. I don't know, they gave me amoxil or what. So they gave me some antibiotics. And they told me that every day, 8 in the morning, put her outside the sun for like 15 minutes. So I was doing that every day. You know that jaundice scared me the first time I realized she had jaundice. She was turning yellow. And you know, she was alikuwa mweupe sana. So the yellowness inaonekana too. You know, with dark babies, you can see wanaoneanga kwa macho, right? Yeah, I think wanaonea kwa macho. But the first few days watoto wote wanakuanga tu almost white, wanakuanga weupe. But with mine alikuwa yellow, and then the eyes was extremely yellow, and it was so scary. So I kept on putting her out on the sun every morning, and she became better. Those first days were the craziest one. She used to cry at night. Hata ulali. Imagine, ndio umetoka tu hosi. Alafu these first few months, ujaku ukilala vizuri, so you just want to sleep. and usiku ndo hapo dia anajicall you can't even sleep. Some even mine ako analia sana, but ile tu kujikoila akitoa sauti I cannot even sleep. Yeah, so you cannot sleep na mtoto. So when she's sleeping is when you sleep. Having a baby, that is how it works. Akilala na wewe pia unalala, akiamuka na wewe pia unaamuka. Bora ukisema ati unalala usiku, you won't manage. So I started doing that and it was not even working. Sometimes melala and you're not feeling like sleeping, you want to press your phone kidogo, maybe you want to do this. It doesn't work for everyone. When the baby sleeps, you sleep. It completely doesn't work for everyone. So I tried to do that. Whenever it worked. So, and I kept on changing. Is it dawa? You know how the kid cries and you talk to your fellow mothers and they're like, oh, buy this. Oh, I did this. I kept on buying medicines and and they were not even working. I don't know, those Bonisan grape water, and then I bought another one. It was just a small bottle. It was around 1,500. And it didn't even work. You know that thing? Okay, the Bonisan and grape water inasaidia tu kidogo, but that thing, it just goes away. It goes away with time when the baby gets used to milk. It just goes away on its own, but nothing. Hakuna kitu inatibu hiyo kitu. Honestly saying, hakuna kitu inatibungu hiyo. It's just to be patient, like around 3 months itaenda nenyewe tu. Yeah, so with time inaenda, then we were better. In like 3 months we started feeling better. So after like 2 months, you know how we just want to go out kidogo. But again, you cannot go out in peace, because the moment you are out, the only thing you cannot even take a bath. Kwanza kwa bafu, that is even the worst. Kama uko kwa bafu unaoga, the shower is on, the only thing you hear is cries. Unasikia tu mtoto anapiga nduru. Then ukizima shower, hata ni kama amenyamaza tu amelala. And the craziest part is, ukiwa unaoga alafu unasikia nduru, alafu una assume you're like, she's not crying. Hizo ni vitu tu mimi nasikia. Then nduru ziendelee, then uzime shower and seriously she's crying. That is the craziest part. Unaruka kutoka kwa bafu hata unaweza anguka. You're like, you don't know for how long she's been crying. When she's just sleeping like this, you're like, I just need to go to the toilet. And that is when you want to sit in the toilet, or that is when you want to sit in the bathroom and take a nice hot shower. You can't even. Unajua, when you have babies, and right now is when I've started appreciating the little things I used to enjoy before I had a baby. Things like just going to the toilet and taking your own time there and finishing your business in peace, or taking a nice shower for some minutes, like just taking a nice hot shower for even 10 minutes. Yani uoge tu vizuri, ujisikie. This is when I came to appreciate such things. I don't take them for granted. Even right now, when I get a chance, when she's sleeping, and I get a chance of just taking or just going to the toilet and finishing my shit in peace, I really appreciate that. Going to the bathroom, taking a nice shower, bila yeye kunisumbua, and that means she should be sleeping. Yeah, so now she's so big, she's grown, and she's so big, and she's jumping and running, or not literally running, but she's so big, and she's crawling and walking all over in the house. I mean, what else do I want? And she's so pretty, and she started calling me mama. Motherhood is so nice, and it's also brutal at the same time. It's nice, and it's literally a mixed feeling. Like, it's not just a walk in the park, There are sometimes you want to scream, sometimes you just want to sit in the house and cry with your baby. But again, what do? We have to move on regardless. Now she's so big and everything is becoming dangerous. Anyway, kukua mama sijui tu ni everything. A simple thing ukiangalia TV, hata maybe it won't cause an accident, but ukiangalia hivi, the only thing that runs in your head is like, this one might hit my baby, or my baby might eat this one, or my baby might do this with. Yani, when you just look at anything, you just feel like it's gonna harm your kid, Yeah, that is how motherhood is. It's just being worried like forever. Having to care and getting worried like forever. Right now, before I had a baby, I didn't care. Okay, I cared, but not this much. But as I have someone to take care of. And having a baby, another thing I've known after having a baby is you come to fear death. You just fear death. Because you just imagine. I don't even want to imagine it. But another thing is when you have a baby is that you just unaogopa tu kifo. Just like, what if I go and I leave my baby behind? So those are the worst parts about being a mom. You're just worried for no reason. You're just worried. Hata huwezi acha mtoto uende tu. Kitambo I could just amka and if I want to go anywhere, if anyone would just call me like, you know what, let's go I was available. Sasa sahi, even just going to a store, niamke tu hapa and then I have to go to the supermarket and pick a few things. I have to plan that morning. Even the previous night, like I have to plan, like tomorrow I have to run some errands like that. So I need to know where I leave my baby, or if I am to go with her, and going with her is always not a good idea. So sometimes I have to leave her behind, and when I go, I'm always not at peace. Like, you're just hurrying. Unafanya vitu zako tu haraka, and you're always calling, is she crying? Is she crying? Is she crying? The worst part is that wakupigia simu and they tell, oh, she's crying, and usikia hata in the background analia. Unatokanga kama cheesy. You're just running to your baby. So yeah, but above all, I'm so grateful to be called a mom, and I'm so grateful to be her mother, and she's so pretty. My baby is pretty, and she's pretty. I mean, she's the prettiest kid I've ever seen in this world. Yeah. So that is all for today. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for coming here and watching this video. For those who have not subscribed, please subscribe to this YouTube channel so that whenever I post a video, unapata notification. Bye bye and see you later. Bye. Ciao.